Welcome. As I have a special interview with our chair, Bharat Patel, we are discussing today the revisions that have recently been made by AHOA to the 12 points of fair franchising. This one is focused on point number 12, and let me start by addressing what this means for our members. For educational purposes, it will now state that every franchise agreement should include a change of control clause to protect franchisees in the event of an acquisition, purchase, sale, or merger of one or more hotel brands between franchisors. Brett, let's do a deeper dive into what this means. First, let's talk about the landscape of franchising today and how acquisitions and consolidations between brands has impacted the industry.
Yeah, so, over the last decade or so, there's been a couple of acquisitions and takeovers and mergers. The landscape is that we have fewer market players, right? And so, much like the airline industry and other industries, I think a healthy marketplace is when we have more economic partners, economic players in the marketplace.
Very good. And what has been the direct impact on franchisees, especially AHOA member owners, with these acquisitions and consolidations of the brands?
Right, so look, it's had an impact, right? I think, like when you go to Baskin-Robbins, 31 flavors, right? So I think it's good to have a member of AHOA decide which brand they want to be with, right? They can walk with their feet, and they should know exactly what that means. And so that's why we encourage them as an educational tool. Part of the education is the 12 points. Part of the education is coming to our convention, coming to our regional events. But I think it's important for our membership and the people who are future hotel owners and want to be hotel owners in hotel years that they look at the 12 points and they understand that they have options. And it's up to them to read their franchise agreement. It's up to them to negotiate the best agreement they can for the options they have when it comes to franchisors.
Now, what rights or options do franchisees currently have when their brand has been acquired by another franchisor?
Yeah, so very little, realistically, right? So, I mean, the best thing is if someone is building a best practices, someone's building a brand new hotel, they should have options, right? They should, because you're building a brand new hotel, you're talking about a 20, 30, 40-year cycle. And so how do we assist and help new development hoteliers and what best strategies are, best practices are?
Describe what a change of control clause would mean within a franchise agreement.
So a change of control clause, we're not giving legal advice, I'm not an attorney. What I would say is that when a large brand with a lot of sub-brands merges or is taken over by another large brand with a lot of sub-brands, it creates a monolith, it creates less economic partners. And so what impact does that have on somebody who just built a hotel or is planning to build a hotel in that 20, 30, 40-year cycle? And so a change of control clause would mean that all of a sudden you will have to adopt their new practices, their new standard operating procedures. And so we're just looking to make sure you're educated that this is a possibility when you sign a franchise agreement.
And finally, what rights or options would a change of control clause then give to franchisees?
So look, it'll give them better opportunity, right? They have the option to walk with their feet, make different economic choices.
We're excited to be launching this, unveiling this change of control clause provision in our 12 points of fair franchising at the upcoming AHOA-Con. And so stay tuned. In Orlando, you will be able to scan QR codes to see exactly what it says. And of course, come and approach us if you have any questions. But looking forward to educating our members on the options that could be available if they negotiate this with their franchisors. So thank you, Bharat.
Thank you.
Always appreciate it.
Thank you to the members.